Good morning, everyone. Please welcome to the stage Calgary Opera's Alicia Vitali and Jonathan Brandani performing a tune from The Barber of Sevilla. Thank you very much. Now, please welcome to the stage the Minister of Arts, Culture, and Status of Women, Minister Tanya Furr.
Well, good morning, everyone, and thank you for that unbelievable performance. Before I begin, I want to acknowledge that Calgary is on Treaty 7 territory, home to the Blackfoot Confederacy of the Siksika, Kainai, and Piikani, as well as the Tsuut'ina and Stoney Nakoda nations of Bearspaw, Chiniki, and Goodstoney. I also acknowledge the Métis people of Alberta who have a deep connection with this land. I'm very excited to be here this morning at the Southern Alberta Jubilee Auditorium to share exciting updates about grant funding for Alberta artists and arts organizations. Through the Alberta Foundation for the Arts, Alberta's government is providing supports to the province's arts sectors, including arts organizations and individual artists. The AFA helps ensure artists get the funding they need to pursue projects and careers in the arts. Our government is proud to provide ongoing support to the Alberta Foundation for the Arts with increases of $4.5 million in funding over 3 years to reach record levels of nearly $40 million annually by 2026. Today, I'm proud to announce that as of December 31st, 2024, Alberta's government, through the Alberta Foundation for the Arts, has provided 726 grants totaling over $21 million, a 40% increase in the number of grants provided at this time in 2023. The funding was made possible by our responsible approach to investing in the arts, and this increased funding is already having a big impact on the Alberta arts landscape. The additional $4.5 million in funding that the AFA received for 2024-2025 fiscal year is already being used to provide direct financial support to Alberta artists. Thanks to this funding growth, the eligible grant amount for individual artists has grown from $15,000 to $18,000. These funds go directly to Alberta artists to help them with the creation and promotion of their projects, as well as other associated costs. As mentioned before, the increased funding has allowed the AFA to experience a nearly 40% increase in the number of grants provided when compared to the same time in 2023. And the fiscal year isn't even over yet. That means that our government, via the AFA, will have even more grant funding to roll out for the arts and artists in the next few months. This means more Albertan artists are benefiting from provincial funding and putting their ideas and work and passion out into the world for all of us to enjoy. Supporting the arts not only increases the quality of life for Albertans, but it also helps bolster our province's expanding economy. Each year, the arts sector can contribute more than $1.2 billion in GDP and employs more than 17,000 Albertans. Providing grant opportunities for art organizations and for artists to further develop and grow their skills will help encourage the talented arts workforce to stay in Alberta, share their talents, and grow our creative and cultural industries. Funding the arts is crucial to our province's success. When the arts are supported, Alberta's communities thrive. When the arts are supported, the quality of life of Albertans increases. When the arts are supported, our economy is stronger. When the arts thrive, Alberta thrives. And that's why Alberta's government is proud to be taking steps to responsibly fund the province's arts sector. And by 2026, arts funding in the province will reach historic levels of funding. If you're an artist, I encourage you to explore the grant opportunities available to you through the AFA and continue pursuing your passion. If you're an art enthusiast, I encourage you to continue to participate in your local art scene and support your favorite artists. And if you're new to the art world, I encourage you to watch a local theater production or attend a community art show or concert. Art is for everyone. I hope we all continue to be inspired and uplifted by the art that surrounds us here in our province every day. I'm very happy now to invite Cynthia Moore, Board Chair for the Alberta Foundation for the Arts, to the podium. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister Furr, and good morning, everyone. And thank you to the Calgary Opera and Alicia and Jonathan for that amazing performance. Calgary Opera is a shining example of Alberta's world-class arts community. When you get to experience artistic endeavors firsthand, you really understand how impactful and meaningful they can be. In my first year as the chair of the Alberta Foundation for the Arts, I've been privileged to be exposed to the depth and breadth of Alberta's arts community, and to talk about why the government's investment in the Alberta Foundation for the Arts is so important. At the AFA, we recognize how important individual artist voices are, and we are committed to amplifying them. That's why the AFA has increased funding to support more individual artists this year through our project grants. And believe me, there's been an uptake in those grants. We have increased the maximum eligible amount for artists to $18,000, as the Minister has said, and with a nearly 40% increase in grants from this time last year. This is in addition to the important and continuous funding we provide to arts organizations across the province, including annual operating support and project-based funding, like annual operating support that goes to Calgary Opera. I am so pleased to hear Minister Furr encourage artists to explore grant opportunities through the AFA. Whether you are writers, musicians, actors, painters, filmmakers, and more, the AFA is in the business of supporting artists. That is what we do. The AFA supports individual artists through project grants for a variety of disciplines, including dance, film and video, Indigenous arts, literary arts, music, theatre, and visual arts and new media. These grants support new art creation and production, but also things like training and professional development, marketing, and research. And we provide, and this is very important, scholarships for young people in arts training. And we purchase artworks every year through our Art Acquisition by Application program to add to the AFA art collection. This is the largest collection of visual art by Alberta artists anywhere in the world, and it is stunning. We have more than 9,500 pieces by more than 1,700 artists. It is important to remember the AFA accepts grant applications from artists in every stage of their career, be they hobbyists or professionals. It is our mandate to ensure everyone has the opportunity to participate in the arts in Alberta. I echo Minister Furr's encouragement. Please explore our website or reach out and call us to find out how we can support your practice, your development, and your career. If you are a nonprofit arts organization that doesn't already receive funding through the AFA, we want to hear from you. The AFA funds organizations large and small because we know how important they are to our thriving communities. We have resources available to help find the right arts funding stream for you that meets your organization's needs and capacity. But we can't do all of this without the support of Alberta's government. As Minister Furr described, we have significantly increased the number of grants provided to Albertans this year. Let me tell you, it's been very busy. But we want to do more, and we will, because it is our vision that Alberta's vibrant arts community continues to spark innovation, to burst with creativity, and to promote the spirit of this great province. Thank you, Minister Furr, for all that you have done to help us bring that vision to a reality. And thank you for allowing me to be here today and talk about the AFA. Now I would like to invite Sue Elliott, my good friend Sue Elliott, General Manager of the Calgary Opera, to come to the podium. Thank you.
Thank you, Cynthia, and good morning, everyone. The arts give Albertans so much more than a front row seat at an opera performance and contemplative moments with a sculpture or an oil painting. We offer after-school programs where the leaders of tomorrow find their courage and their voice. We help families spend quality time with each other and, on occasion, a respite for overtired parents. We are a social lifeline for folks who feel disconnected and isolated. We harness individual and collective creativity and inspire lifelong learning. And we provide workforce training for musicians, dancers, actors, writers, marketers, fundraisers, design professionals, and technicians who staff the film sets, the Saddle Dome, and a local theater near you. From the Rockies to the Badlands and Lethbridge to Peace River, and on Treaty 4, 6, 7, 8, and 10 lands, the heart and mind experiences we offer honor the perspectives Albertans share and the elements of our lives that make us unique. Thanks to increased support from Alberta Foundation for the Arts and the Government of Alberta, arts organizations and the artists and arts workers we employ strengthen our local economies, improve health and well-being, and build more caring communities. At Calgary Opera performances of Don Pasquale next week, right here at the Jube, we'll shout "Bravi" for a job well done. So, Minister Furr, Cynthia, the Alberta Foundation for the Arts, and Alberta Government, bravi, and thank you for your essential support of the work we do every day to create a brighter future for us all. And now I'd like to welcome a kindred spirit and colleague arts leader, Alex Sarian.
Hi, everybody. It's good to see you. It's wonderful to be in this incredible venue that I don't often get to be in. Minister Furr, thank you so much for today, for having me, and for your incredible support. Cynthia, thank you so much for everything that you do. And Sue, thank you for the introduction. Alessia and Jonathan, what a stunning performance. Thank you. It's no secret that Alberta is going through a renaissance, and I don't mean it in the poetic, musical sense of the word. I mean it in, all one has to do is look at the numbers of people that are moving to this province. We are growing as communities, and that is because there is a surge in the values of what it means to be of and for Alberta. It's no secret that there's a lot going on in the arts community in Calgary and across this province, and it's certainly no accident that Alberta is home to the single largest cultural infrastructure project in Canadian history. It's no accident that last year Alberta got to announce the largest philanthropic gift to the performing arts in Canadian history. It's no accident that these announcements will continue. And I'm here to say that it is the role of government, and certainly the role that the government of Alberta has stepped into boldly and proudly to inspire the community to step up and to join them. So thank you so much for all that you do. But let me also be clear that these venues, these amazing investments in infrastructure mean nothing unless we have the organizations like the Calgary Opera, unless we have artists like Alessia filling these incredible venues and incredible spaces with the music and the arts and the celebration of cultural identity that Albertans have come to expect. So on behalf of Arts Commons, that even though we are a place where arts and people come together, I am here to recognize and to acknowledge and to thank the Government of Alberta and Alberta Foundation for the Arts for their continued and increased investment in the artists and organizations that fill these spaces with so much joy and that fill the lives of Albertans with so much optimism. Thank you very much. And now I'd like to turn it over for Q&A. Garrett, you'll take the podium. Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right, folks, as always, one question, one follow-up. Please state who your question's for, your name, and your outlet. We have quite a bit of an echo in here, so if you could try and talk as loudly and clearly as you could so we can hear you up here, that'd be great. So please go ahead. First question from the floor.
Aaron with Livewire Calgary. Minister, can you give us the impetus behind raising the amount by $3,000? Is it inflationary based? Is it other pressures? What's sort of the reason behind raising that amount?
Yeah, thanks for the question, Aaron. So with the increased funding to the AFA, one of the big needs that we knew we had was to be able to support more individual artists and to be able to give them those additional funds for them to hone their craft and be able to produce the amazing work they do. And that increase in funding is so important to them and is so well received, and we're so happy to be able to help them out in that regard.
Follow up.
Might be a question for you, Minister, maybe perhaps Cynthia as well.
Oh, Cynthia?
Minister, is there a hope that the increased funding will maybe take projects that are a bit on the cusp of being untenable with a certain amount will now become tenable with that $18,000 amount?
Well, I'll comment, then are you comfortable commenting as well, Cynthia? Certainly the increased amount of funding allows for those artists to be able to do just a little bit more in terms of Budget 2025. Stay tuned in terms of what that's going to look like and how the AFA will be allocating funds. We know this year there was definitely a focus and a priority on supporting more individual artists while maintaining funding for the existing larger arts organizations that do incredible work. Like the Calgary Opera and the Alberta Ballet. Cynthia, did you want to add anything to that?
Well, I would just say that, in addition, I mean, that's the maximum that people can get. We do give very small grants as well. Very small grants help, the emerging artists. We talk about hobbyists. They could get $3,000 and that would mean a lot to them. So it's not always the maximum. But the bigger thing is the larger amount of money that's going to the individual artists, and the fact that we've had a 40% increase to date. I mean, fiscal year ends at the end of March, so that's going to go up. And we've been able to help more than 700 artists. I think also I've been told just anecdotally that we've had 3 times the level of applications that we've ever had before. So that just tells you the interest. And, you know, if we can give, to be honest with you, I can't tell you how often we give the maximum, but I like the fact that we can also sprinkle it around a little bit, you know, and help much smaller projects.
Are there any other questions from the floor? Yeah. We got one at the medium. We got one at the medium mic, and then we'll go over to you. Okay? So if you go to the medium mic and you ask a question, that'd be great. Go ahead.
Just Mason from CTV News. Minister, in times of economic hardship, it's often the arts that suffer from the belt tightening. How important is it that we not only maintain, but increase the funding like today's announcement?
Yeah, thank you for that question. You know, we know, and, you know, Sue talked about this, Cynthia talked about this, Alex talked about it. We know how arts build community, enrich our lives, help with stress, help with mental well-being. I would agree with you that so much more, maybe in difficult times, we need the arts to help us build community and build resiliency and have the beauty and community that comes with it. And that's why our government is so proud to continue to fund the arts with a responsible approach of funding.
No follow-up? We'll go to the next one.
Okay, this is a question from Adam McVicker at Global News. What are your expectations for the film industry in Alberta this year, given difference between Canadian and US dollar?
You know, we're so proud of our film and television industry. It's continuing to thrive. The amount of interest we've had over the last couple of years and continue to have with respect to filmmakers and producers and executives that I speak to, and Minister Jones as well, in jobs, economy, and trade. We know things like the film and television tax credit in Minister Jones' area has been a game changer in terms of attracting film productions. Within my own ministry, there's production and mentorship grants that make a huge difference. I think our film and television industry is going to continue to project upwards and continue to provide thousands of jobs to Albertans, give Alberta artists and actors and producers and writers more opportunities. I'm so excited to see some of the other big productions that are becoming our way.
Follow-up?
And a follow-up, could tariffs or retaliatory measures impact the film industry here?
You know, I think we've got a really strong film and television industry here. I think we've got such an attractive environment here. I mean, from our hardworking cast and crews to our breathtaking landscapes to the affordable cost of living for both people that are going to live here or rent here, to low taxes. And so I think it's important that we continue to build relationships with the United States government, which is exactly what I think our Premier is doing, working hard down in Washington, having those important face-to-face meetings, building relationships, looking for areas of mutual benefit and collaboration. And I'm glad that she's doing that.
All right, any other questions from the floor? Yeah, go ahead.
Just on the movie question, Minister, obviously Calgary was ranked as the 5th most livable place for filmmakers yesterday by Movie Maker magazine. Any comments on that at all?
It's exciting. It's not surprising. And I love it when stats and stories like that come out because it goes to prove exactly what we're always talking about in terms of why this is such an attractive place to film and to be for all the reasons we mentioned, right? These film companies and TV companies, their business is like any other. Profit and bottom line matters. And when they can come here, we're closer, say, to LA than Toronto, and we're more affordable than, say, Toronto or Vancouver. And again, that's in addition to all the other things I mentioned about our breathtaking landscape, our unbelievably talented and hardworking cast and crew. I think that stat is fantastic, and I look forward to bumping up to number 3, 2, or 1 in following years.
All right, folks, we'll call it a wrap. Thank you very much. One big round of applause for everyone here today. Thank you very much.